Okay, well, good evening, everyone. I am just so excited. This is Carol Ford. I'm the President of Sales and Customer Service over at Regal Home and Gifts, and it is so exciting to have a full house once again as we gather together. Thank you so much for all of you coming in this evening. Hear what we have to share with you. I am going to unmute everyone so that you get a chance to say hello before we get started. So let me just get you all unmuted here.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi,
it's Andrew.
Excellent. If you want to say your name and where you're from, who you are and where are you coming from?
Hello.
It's Andrew from New Brunswick.
Welcome.
Hello. Hello.
Let us know who you are and where you're calling from.
Ann, and I'm calling from Toronto.
Excellent. Welcome.
It's Regal.
Betty calling from Louisville, Saskatchewan.
Welcome, Betty.
Michele Mathers calling
breaking up
from Albert.
Welcome, Michelle.
What do you want?
I'm going to mute you. We've got such a full house. The sound really gets muffled up and we'll just move forward with the great news that we have to share with you tonight. Folks, we have so much to share with you, so fasten your seatbelts because I'm going to be talking fast at some times just to make sure that we can cover everything. So as we go
Carol, it's hard to hear you.
Okay, sorry. You can hardly hear me?
Yes, very hard to hear you, Carol.
Okay, let me just check my audio here.
Is there something?
Restart the recording. Okay, so welcome everyone. It's so exciting to have you here this evening. We have a lot of information to cover with you this evening, so fasten your seatbelts, take notes, and be ready to post any questions that you may have at the end of this webinar in that chat box, and we will address those questions on the Facebook page. Okay, so moving forward, we are going to look at some hot topics tonight. So what are the topics that have been most commonly asked and discussed on the Facebook pages, in our emails, and our phone calls, all of those? What was the thing that was most prominent in all of those? Well, first of all, there was the individuals who were asking about the provincial licensing. Is my province licensed now? Can I get started? I'm going to tell you that right now we are totally clear to do business in Ontario and BC. We have bonds in many of the other provinces, and we continue to finish the licensing for all of the provinces. We are very hopeful that we'll have that all in place in February when the catalogs are ready to go out to you. We'll keep you posted on as we go forward and letting you know which provinces are licensed and which ones can start selling as soon as you have your catalogs in hand. The next topic was about the website. When are we going to have the website? What will it be like? Will we have web stores? Well, our website that we have constructed is like the corporate one, the main one, is right now being tested, and so it's in test mode, and we are again planning to have that up and going at the beginning of February. So by the time you have your catalogs and you're able to sell, you will have the corporate website up, and your customers can actually order there and put your name and your ID number in so that you get the credit for their order. We are looking to do the web stores immediately following that, and so it's just a matter of maybe a month afterwards that you'll have your personal web stores available that you can have personalized and have your customers go there. Next, we've had a lot of questions and comments and feedback about the products and about the catalog. We put out that draft catalog. That's probably something that other people would have said, no, you don't want to do that. We are so glad that we did because we value your input. We really appreciated the comments that have come to us, the very positive comments, but also those that were constructive. And so thank you for your feedback. And we will continue to want to hear from you as we move forward with Regal Home and Gifts. And so as we consider everything that was said, we are making some changes, and we are going to actually implement a lot of it into the next catalog as well. So thank you for your valuable information. We're going to talk a little bit more about this on another slide. Also, shipping cost was a big topic. We're going to cover that on a couple of slides this evening. And then the compensation plan? What status level do you get to start at out of the gate? And we'll talk about that. And then we're going to spotlight some of your co-Regal ambassadors tonight. And I'm really excited to hear what they have to share with you. So that's an opportunity for you to hear from some of the folks that you see on Facebook pages and whatnot. And they're already here on the webinar. And so you're already partners in this business. You're going to get to hear from them this evening. Now, here's a thing that was on one of your Facebook pages recently. I think it was Wendy's, and I thought it was so appropriate for this time that I wanted to include it in here. Even though there are days I wish I could change some things that happened in the past, there's a reason the rear view mirror is so small and the windshield is so big. Where you're headed is much more important than what you've left behind. Now, I want to say on behalf of all of the corporate team, we empathize with all of you, each and every one of you that have had that difficult time of having to deal with Regal closing. What a disappointment that was to all of you. But I want to say that, you know, the future is much brighter. That big windshield is where you want to keep your eyes. Yes, I know there's that tendency to always look back and say, yeah, but we did this and we had that. There's a reason why that company is no longer here. We want to make sure that we avoid those pitfalls. And so as we work together and as we move forward together and you give us the input, we want you to know that we are here for you and that we have a very bright future for you. This is a solid company. The owners of Regal Home and Gifts built another company over the last 17 years, which is very successful today. They know how to build business. And so you are going ahead with the right people. Going to the next slide here. Okay, good business practice. One of the things that is in place at Regal Home and Gifts that I believe is key in having a successful business is this. You see it on your screen. What's fair and right for the ambassadors and customers and the company is the right business decision. You may not always agree with the decisions that we need to make corporately, but there's going to have to be that trust factor that when we make a certain decision, it is in the best interest of you and us. And when it's in the best interest of both parties, that's when you've got a great marriage. That's when you've got a solid future. And so when we look at making decisions, we always consider, is this fair for us as a company, and is it fair for the ambassadors and the customers before we make that final decision? So as we go forward, and there are some things that you won't agree with us, we do want your input, but do keep in mind we have to remember what is good and healthy for both parties in order for us to be here for another several decades to support you. Okay, and the next screen is the catalog and products. Many individuals were asking questions about the catalog and what size it was. It's 84 pages, and so you've got the draft on the website on regalhomeandgifts.com. You can have a look at that draft. Do keep in mind that it is a draft. We are making changes as we speak before we finalize it and have the printers start to work on it on their end. So we have chosen the products according to what we were told in the survey by all of you completing that survey. So thank you for that input. And we've also needed to rely on our suppliers. We've gone to some of the same suppliers as Regal used in the past, and we've gone to some new ones. And our emphasis was always we're looking for unique items. We're looking for items that are in the whole range of prices, because that was something that you all told us, that you didn't want to have just the items that looked like dollar store items. You wanted a range of the whole range of prices. You also wanted a variety of categories. And so that's something that we put out to our suppliers, and we believe that they came back with a very good selection for this catalog. Moving forward into the next catalog, as I said, we will be implementing a lot of what we've heard from you, and we'll continue to hear from you. So do keep that feedback coming, and you can send any of your ideas to ambassadors@regal.ca. Okay, the next slide is referring to order processing. How quick does it leave the office? That's one of the common questions that we've had. Well, generally, you can count on a 2-day turnaround in-house. That means if you've placed your order today, it can go out in a day or 2 from now. That doesn't mean that when you look on your order form, on your online ordering, and it says FedEx 2 days, that doesn't include the 2 days to process in-house. Okay, so when you're calculating when you're going to get that package, allow for the fact that it does take a couple of days in-house to get your order, to process the order, to send it to the warehouse for them to complete it, package it, and send it out. Okay, Mondays are very busy, so if you're looking for a day that's not as busy as the rest and your order may get processed faster, you might want to avoid the Mondays because we are then filling all the orders that have come in from the weekend. Okay, now we're speaking by experience because this is what Golda Kitchen is experiencing, and we know that that's just going to multiply with the new Regal Home and Gifts added to the warehouse. So we are equipped. We've got all that we need by way of setup and whatnot. It's already working very smoothly. It's just a matter of now notifying you what the process is. Now, when you go online, once all of our products for Regal are on your website, your new website, you will see under each item the little note of in stock, okay? And it'll tell you how many of those items are in stock, how many items of that, sorry, what the quantity is of that particular item. And if it's out of stock, it'll tell you that as well. Isn't that amazing? How efficient is that? So that you don't have to guess, oh, is this out? Is it in? You know, do I have to wait for it? Now, I'll tell you this, if an item is out of stock, it'll already be in process of getting the next lot in. And your website will actually tell you when you can expect that product to be arriving in the warehouse. So again, efficiency that has been learned over the 17 years. And so the out of stock will tell you when it's expected in, and you can make the decision on whether you want to hold off on ordering that or if you want to order something else in its place. Also, when you're making that decision, when it's an out-of-stock item, you can choose to do a split ship, which means you're going to let us know that you are okay with us sending you whatever is in stock and then sending the back order items later. Now, of course, you're going to be paying twice for your shipping in doing that, but you may have reasons why you want to get the first lot of products right away. Okay, so you can request that we hold on to the whole thing and ship it all out at once when those items arrive, or you can get a split ship. Okay, when back order is less than $25, we will delete that from your order so that we don't hold back your order, and then you can reorder it. So you will see on your slip what wasn't sent, okay? And so you'll know it's all you're informed so that there's no surprises when the package arrives at your place. So I'm really excited about how efficient Howard and Fred have been in getting the whole warehouse processing done. Now, another thing that has been asked many times is, what about the shipping? It's just crazy, the prices that I'm having to pay for shipping for these catalogs. And when I've explained, or when we've explained to them what it really boils down to, all of a sudden it doesn't seem so dramatic. In fact, it looks like it's a very reasonable investment for their business. And so people have come on board once we've explained this. I have 2 examples on this screen for you to have a look at that we'll walk through. First of all, let's say you're buying just one package of 12 catalogs. Well, that package is costing you $4.50 with the pre-order price. And let's say that you're in the area where that package would have cost you $12. Some of you it was a little bit more, others it was less than that. So I just used $12 as a nice round number. And so let's say it was $12 to ship to you. That would have cost you as an investment in your business $16.50 plus the tax of your province. When you consider that there's 12 catalogs in that package, that means that you have invested $16.50, $1.37 per each of those 12 catalogs. Okay, on the next screen I'll show you what what that means and by way of return on your investment. So $1.37 for the catalog. Now, let's say you buy 3 catalogs, and this is what many have found, is that when you buy 3 or more, the difference in price for the shipping is so minimal that you're better off getting those extra catalogs. So let's look at this example. You buy 3 packages of 12 catalogs, that's 36 catalogs. Okay, and the cost, as you can see with the shipping, is $27.50. Okay, again, that's just a round number, the $14. It might be less, it might be a little bit more, but let's say it's $27.50 for both of those. For 36 catalogs, that is now costing you only 76 cents for a catalog. Now that is your main tool for doing your business. So why would you not want to have those catalogs in hand? Let's have a look at the next screen. Return on your investment, okay? Initial investment returned very quickly to you. I know that for some of you, you're not doing this as serious business. You're saying, yeah, but I just show it to a couple of friends, and so I don't really need to have a whole lot of catalogs. But, you know, I want to ask you, what if you were able to get an extra $300, $500 a month? Would that help? Would that be of any value to you? Would that maybe enable you to buy something extra for your grandchildren on their birthdays, or, you know, whatever it is, whatever stage of life you're at? Would that help to have that little bit of extra money? And then there are some of you at the other end of the spectrum where you get it and you understand that this is a business and you're building it like mega. You are really going with this in gangbusters. You've purchased a whole lot of catalogs already and you're just waiting for them to arrive so that you can really kickstart your Regal business again. So the initial investment is really your catalogs, okay? Any other person going into business, they need to get something. There's equipment and a whole lot of other things they have to invest in. You only have your catalogs to buy. So when you buy 3 or more, as we just said, the cost of shipping is such a minimal difference from buying 1 pack that why not buy the extra ones? Do that extra street or 2. Distribute your catalog to more people and let them keep the catalog for a week so that they can flip through it over their tea and take their time and place an order. Okay, even at the lowest commission level, even if you're at the beginning of the compensation plan level and you're making the smallest amount of commission, even at that level, your first order from each of those catalogs that you just spent 76 cents on, each one of them, you're going to make that return even more so, even beyond the investment, in just that first order of each of your catalogs. So again, it just puts it into perspective. It's like, yeah, when you look at that shipping cost, you think, oh, wow, that's really high. But when you really do the math, it really isn't high at all. When marked properly, each of these catalogs, we're told by statistics that catalogs who are done through direct selling could bring in at least 8 orders if it's marketed properly. So you do the math. We just calculated it's going to cost you 76 cents. You get 8 orders per each of those 12 catalogs. You're going to make some really good return on your investment. So you're investing anywhere from $20 to $30 and you're reaping great returns. Okay, so shipping costs to your customers. You might be thinking, well, okay, I get that and I understand it. I accept that as far as my investment of getting started. But what about my customers? Are they going to be paying those kind of shipping costs as well? And how am I going to be able to sell that to them? So we have a lot of individuals who have been discussing this on the Facebook pages. I've had several conversations with the leaders in the company and that have reached platinum and diamond levels, and have asked them, you know, how do you handle the shipping with your customers? So I want to share with you something that is commonly done among those who really understand doing this business and find that it works well for them, and perhaps you'd like to implement it into your business. First of all, you need to treat it as a business. Whether you're looking to earn $300 a month or $3,000 a month, it really doesn't matter. You need to treat it as a business, because once you're thinking in terms of business, you'll make all your decisions accordingly. Your customers need to know that you're doing this as a business. Yes, you want to still have that friendly, warm kind of visit with them as you're looking over the catalog. If that's how you do it, that's exciting. I mean, meet up and look through the catalog, get all excited with the group of individuals that have come together. But at the same time, it is a business. And so what will you do with regards to the shipping? Well, first of all, you're going to let your customers share in the shipping cost. How can you do that? Well, you can place orders at the same time each week. Again, this is just an idea that you may want to implement. Have your orders being placed every week. You let all your customers know. I place my orders on Thursday morning, whatever day you choose, okay? And then you let them know that you're going to call them to see if they had a chance to look through the catalog, if you're handing them out to them. Whatever way you want to communicate to your customers, you need to just let them know that you are placing orders on a weekly basis so that they can call you. Okay, you don't necessarily have to call all of them, especially those of you that have thousands of customers, but at the same time, get the word out that you are in business and that you can place orders weekly so they can call you and let them know when your office hours are. Let them know when you are ordering. Have them pick up the order from you. I know many of you love to be able to service your customers to the point of bringing them their parcel. Well, you may have 3 or 4 customers that have ordered in that particular week, and now you're having to deliver to 3 or 4 of them. And if they're not there, you're having to go back. That's not good business practice on your part. Let them know when they can come and pick them up at your place. Set certain hours. Let them know exactly what day and what time is pickup time. Let them know when their order has arrived so that they can come and get it. And if you want to make it at a particular time, you can even invite them in for tea while they're picking it up if that's something that you like to do with them. Okay? Orders outside of when you're ordering, the customer would know that they need to pay the full shipping. So if they have a birthday coming up that they need to buy for, they can buy that at any time in between the times that you're placing your orders, but they need to know that they will be paying the shipping for that. Okay? Charge a percentage of order for shipping. That's what individuals do. When you're placing an order for all your customers or for several customers each week, what you want to do is set a percentage of whatever their sales are. You decide on that. Some of them are doing 6%, 7%. You decide what percentage. So if they're doing a $10 order, they're spending 70 cents on the shipping, okay? At the 7%. So you decide what it is, and it just helps to defray the shipping costs that everybody who's ordering is sharing in the cost. Okay, you decide what that percentage needs to be. Now here's a great special that we have to offer you. Anytime that you are placing an order right now, like once the products are out and ready to be purchased, every time you're ordering more than $150, $150 or more, you are going to have $10 taken off of your shipping cost. Isn't that exciting? So there again, whatever your customer is sharing in the cost of the shipping, plus you're getting that discount of $10 off of the total, you should more than cover your shipping costs. Okay, ordering generic catalogs. As you know, we passed the deadline of pre-ordering your catalogs at the reduced price of $450. Now they will go to the $550. And so the deadline was last night at midnight. Now I want to tell you a little secret. If you rush your order in tonight, there's a very small chance that we haven't turned it off yet, okay? I was speaking to Fred today, and he didn't know whether they were going to get to it late in the day or if it was going to be first thing in the morning. So I'm just giving you a little secret. Get out there. If you're still needing to order those catalogs, get in at the $450 price, okay? That's for pre-ordering catalogs that go directly to your address or using the personalized mail or neighborhood mail. So go to the main website, regalhomeandgifts.com, and you'll see how to order those various catalog options. Okay, so the regular price will be $550 for a package of 12, and they'll be shipped to you after February the 10th. That is the date that we are expected to have the catalogs ready, okay? And so after the 15th is going to be shipped. So we are looking at February 10th, the shipping or the printing will be done, and thereafter we'll start to ship them all out. And so you can expect that they'll probably leave our printers warehouse around between the 10th and the 15th. Now for those of you that are ordering the generic catalogs, those will be in our warehouse around February the 15th. And so those are catalogs that have not been pre-ordered, so they're not printed with your contact information, but you can just slap labels on there and you're good to go. Okay, there, as I said, no customization on the labels, and sales tools, non-commissionable. So catalogs, no, you do not get commission on them. That's one of the questions that we've had several times. It is considered a sales tool. So these are tools for your business. You do not get commission on them. We do have order forms and shopping bags on order. Those will be in place by the time your catalogs are ready. So they'll be available in February. More information coming to you about that, the cost, and how to order those. So order forms for your customers to complete. There'll be 2 copies so that you can keep one and give one to your customer. Shopping bags are very sturdy plastic, very nice bags with handles on them, and they're in a blue on white. So a white bag, opaque kind of white and blue lettering with the Regal logo on there. Very nice bags. Okay, I'm going to now get Wendy on here. Wendy, I just need to find you on my list and get you unmuted. Wendy's going to come and share with us. I've asked a number of individuals to share with us why their journey has been so exciting with Regal, why they've chosen to come back to the new Regal, and some success tips that they'd like to leave with you. So Wendy, if you can hit your green mic again. Wendy, if you can hit your mic, you're probably trying.
Sorry, I'm here.
Okay, excellent. Over to you, Wendy.
Thank you very much, Carol, and thank you for asking me to tell you my story. Hello, everyone. I'd like to start off first by thanking Fred and Howard for purchasing the Regal trademark and keeping Regal alive. I'm excited because I think we have a great future ahead. I'm very humbled to be asked to tell you my story because it's no different than any of yours, really. I signed up as a rep in 1984 to buy discounted Christmas cards for my new insurance customers. And after a couple of roller coaster rides, here we are in 2017. I was my best customer for 13 years. Then I held open houses for a few years. And in 2002, we moved to the Kawarthas. Here I started a fundraiser at the school. It was a lot of fun until that fateful day. Regal was closed. I was a little disappointed, but all good things come to an end. So when I got the second Regal catalog and info, I thought, no, I'm done with my Regal dabbling. But great things are hard to kill, and the turning point was when my grandmother asked me to get her some cards. So I called Regal, and my old rep number was still active. I put in the order, and I said to my husband I wanted to see if I could make what he called Regal Spiegel work as a viable business and take advantage of the Regal history in the area. I gave out more catalogs, set up fundraisers, and then postal walks caught my eye, and I decided I was going big. I set my goals to have a book in every household. Regal was, after all, a household name, and it was up to me to let everyone in a 100-kilometer radius know that Regal was still alive and well, and I wanted them to be part of my Regal family. 3 years later, I reached my goal of the 45% discount. Each year, I learned something new and did some tweaking. I run my business the way that works best for me and with flexibility to serve my customers. I donated Regal baskets to community fundraisers and events, and I think supporting the community is one of my favorite things next to chatting with my customers. Fast forward to August 2016. I am shocked to be retired again. Then I'm just settled into the mindset of retirement when I get the email, Regal has been purchased. Oh my, really? I reevaluated and I decided the third time's a charm. I'm so encouraged by the professional, positive, and enthusiastic attitude of Fred and Carol. I'm excited to be at the grassroots of the new Regal Home and Gifts and be able to share my past experience. I'm excited to be able to help my customers again. And best of all, my Regal number is still active. Thank goodness, because I'm too old to remember a new one. I'm a lifelong Regal rep. I've worked hard to get my sales level. I believe the key to a good business is being flexible. I love Regal. I love being an independent businesswoman, setting my own goals, achieving them, and helping my customers shop from home. I encourage you to try something new. Step outside your comfort level. Each address that you put on your mailing list is one step closer to a sale. It may take a few books, but that's an investment in your growth. Don't make assumptions about your customers. Don't rely on others to give you the answers because each of us has to learn by trial and error. but ask for encouragement. Talk to and join groups in your community because networking does pay off. Remember that you are a business owner and that Regal is your partner. Don't have unrealistic expectations of Regal. Nothing's free, and that includes the work you have to do to succeed. My best advice is to be persistent, have lots of patience, and be confident in your business. But most of all, have fun. You all can reach the top. I did, and I would love lots of company. Let's go sell Regal. Thanks, Carol.
Oh, thank you so much, Wendy. Very well said. Thank you so much. And as you were speaking, there were a lot of chats going on. That's exciting. One of them said, where do we get one of those shirts? So we will look at getting one of those shirts, getting some apparel with the Regal logo. Thank you so much for sharing, Wendy. That was very valuable information. And folks, Wendy, as she said, she was just like you, getting started right from the beginning, and she has climbed right to the top. So for those of you that may be of interest, here's the chart, the compensation plan chart that shows you. You get started as an ambassador, you climb up the ladder, so to speak, going to bronze, silver, gold, platinum, and diamond based on your monthly sales year to date. So what that means is that when you reach 499 in 1 month, 500 in 1 month, you then jumped from ambassador to bronze the following month. And the same with moving up to the other ones. As soon as you hit 1,000 in a month, you're now at silver, and you will stay there as long as you are qualified to stay there. Same when you reach your month of 2,000. You know, if you really push it and get those catalogs out there, you can have a phenomenal month that will determine a higher status level for you. It's worth the extra work to be able to get all of the rewards and the incentives and the added commission that comes as you are growing up into the higher levels. So as I said earlier, you know, not everyone wants to get up to the top. Not everyone wants to earn those kind of what I call crazy dollars, but at the same time, it is an opportunity for those who do want to. Let me just tell you a quick story here. The previous company I was with, there was a gentleman there. We called him Jimmy the Butcher. And the reason we called him Jimmy the Butcher is because before he was introduced to that company, before he was introduced to direct selling, he was a butcher. He had his own shop, his meat shop. Well, he was in his mid-70s at that point, and he saw no end of him working because he just needed to do that to support his family. And so he continued to work, and it was very hard work. Someone introduced him to direct selling one day. He looked into it, got involved. He is now that company's top earner. And you talk about crazy money. He is earning over $2 million a year, and he is in his late 80s. He's full of energy. He attends all the big conferences, goes around and hugs everyone. He has so much life in him because he made that choice. So what choices do you need to make to improve the quality of your lifestyle? And is that of interest to you? It's never too late. Jimmy has just proven it, and many others in this industry. So looking at the next screen, how about yourself? Determining what status you are going to get started with at this stage of your Regal journey. Well, for example, we are going to take whatever it is, well, not an example, this is reality. We are taking your sales of 2016. Whatever you ended at the closure in August with the previous Regal company, you are going to have that doubled in order for us to calculate where you fit on that chart that we just looked at. So as a former sales rep, if you sold $1,000, for example, in 2016, we double that to 2,000 to determine what your rank will be, what your status level will be. So what is it going to be? What do you think? 2,000. Do you remember what it was on the chart? Here we go. Gold. You will be a gold ambassador. And so that is the opportunity for you to be at that first leadership level. More on that as we go forward. Now, in order to stay at the level that we are going to assign to you initially, in order to stay at that in your first 90 days, you need to put in at least $150 in order for you to stay at that status level. Okay, Direct deposit's another big question that we've had asked. Do I have to provide my bank account information? And my answer is what I wanted to say but didn't was, well, only if you want to get paid. But sorry for the tongue-in-cheek there, but seriously, that's how we are going to pay the commission. So yes, we do need your bank account information, and there's really one of two reasons why people hesitate to do that, I find, as we have heard from many of you. First of all, you're not wanting to give your bank information online by completing that application and putting it on there. Or you don't have a bank account because you don't like to pay the service fees that they charge every month. Well, you are going to be excited to know that no bank account means that you can go to one of these banks, Tangerine or President's Choice, sign up for one of their accounts, and there is no monthly fee. Okay, so there's a plug for those two banks, those institutions. If you sign up for an account with them, you will not have any monthly fees, and you will have a bank account that we can send your commission to. So why are we paying this way? We looked at various other ways that we can pay commission and that other companies pay commission in this industry, and we have found that this is the most cost-efficient way for us to do it as a company, and it's the quickest way for you to do it, and there's no danger of it being stuck in some account that you can't get into for whatever reason. The internet's down or whatever. And so as soon as the monthly commission is calculated at the end of the month, then we ask you to allow us the first 5 days of the following month to get everything calculated and into your bank account. It's there and it's yours to spend. Okay, compensation reach for the gold. I mentioned the gold being the first level of leadership. I've said that in previous webinars as well. Gold is really, if you're looking to do this as a business where you are earning full-time income, perhaps you're working at a job that you'd like to get out of someday, or you're just looking for that extra income at that level. Once you reach gold, that is like your first level of leadership. There you get to enjoy some of the perks that you haven't enjoyed up until that part of your journey. Well, yes, it is the first level of leadership. You'll also have additional rewards that aren't given to the other levels below that. There's marketing incentives where we will share in some costs of some marketing efforts that you would do, and it is higher commission than what you've been earning before. So that's where you need to have your eye. If you are looking to do this business in a serious way, have your eyes on gold. If you're not there yet, make that your first goal to get to. Leadership webinar will happen on a monthly basis, and that's for just the golds and above, the gold, the platinum, and the diamond, where they come together with us on a webinar. The next one is going to be on Monday, January the 23rd. That's next Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is by invitation only. Those of you that have registered already as a new Regal Ambassador, you will receive an email later this week inviting you to that webinar if you're gold and above, and all of the information will be in that email with your link and whatnot. Okay, all right, the next one, and I apologize, Michelle, for your picture, but I didn't have a photo of you, and so here you go. Michele Mathers from Prince Albert, Saskatchewan is going to be sharing with you, and she has lots of information to share. She's a very excited business entrepreneur who is very excited to be a part of the Regal journey moving forward as well. So, Michelle, you are now out of mute.
Hi.
Hi, Michelle. Great to have you. Go ahead and share your story.
Thanks, Carol. I just wanted to say real quick, I am really excited. I have been waiting for Regal to come back, and I'm looking very forward to it. So I originally started selling Regal about 34 years ago when I was expecting our first child. And I had a girlfriend who was selling Regal then, but a number of times I had ordered from her, and she really wasn't on top of her game. She seemed to have some sort of excuse, like she was waiting for more orders to come in, or she had relatives visiting, or she forgot. So the book would expire and I couldn't get the products I wanted. So I soon asked if she would be upset if I were to sign up for myself, and she said, no, go ahead. So originally I only signed up to buy for myself and sold to my parents and a few girlfriends, because it really wasn't a business venture for me. Fast forward about 8 years later, and after another child, my husband was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis and could no longer work. So there I was trying to figure out how to increase our household income. I only had my grade 12 at that point, and the plan was for me to return to school once our kids were in school. I wanted to be a kindergarten teacher. So you know what they say about best laid plans. Anyway, I was doing a little daycare for friends as well at the time, so I took in a few more kids and really worked on building my Regal business. So there was days when I would pack, 300 catalogs into my wagon and take all my daycare kids, and we would deliver catalogs all around the neighborhood. So pretty soon I became known as the Regal lady. So when Regal went under this last time, it was making up about half of our income. So we took a pretty good hit, obviously. So it really rocked our world. The reason I decided to re-register with Regal is, first of all, I love Regal. I have about 700 regular clientele who buy on a real regular basis. A lot of them are seniors that I've really built a lot of good friendships with over the past number of years, and they were all extremely upset when Regal went down. So they've been phoning me, every couple days or every week. Have you heard anything? Have you heard anything? They were just ecstatic to find out that Regal was coming back, and we're all excited to see the new and improved Regal. So, sometimes you have that customer that only spends $5 or $10, but that's okay, because guess what? Now their daughters and granddaughters are buying from me as well. So, to say my customers are eager about the return of Regal is understatement. So there's great anticipation, and I'm really excited. So in saying that, I just want to say catalogs are the key for me. I'm not on Facebook. I don't have time. I know that it would be beneficial probably, but for me it won't work. But what I've done is I've done lots of postal drops in the past. I do all the big trade shows in our city. I book into them from year to year. And Carol, you can attest to the fact that I just ordered 1,500 catalogs.
That's right.
So, yeah, between my regular clientele, the schools, daycares, doctors, banks, hairdressers, I also hand out tons of catalogs at the trade shows. People say to me all the time, yeah, but they're costing you money. Yes, they are, but if you hand out 100 catalogs and you garner 10 customers, trust me, you're going to get your money back. So, my opinion, the more catalogs floating around the city, the more business for me. And I always make sure, I hope you guys are going to carry them again, to stick those share your catalog stickers on the front of my books that I'm leaving at businesses, because I don't want them throwing the books out. I want them to pass them on. So the only other thing is, along with prompt, courteous customer service, I know that anyone can succeed, because I'm proof of that, and I am so excited. So I thank you, Carol, and Fred and Howard. I'm really looking forward to the new journey.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much, Michele. Very well said, and thank you for sharing your story. You're an inspiration to everyone.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Michele. And as we go on to the next slide, we have Rudy, who is going to share with us as well. You may be thinking, well, okay, that's fine. They're all diamonds so far that have spoken. And what about those of us that are not yet at diamond? So I've asked Rudy, who put some amazing replies on Facebook pages all the time, and so I private messaged her and said, Rudy, I love your comments. I'd love for you to come and share on the webinar. So Rudy, I have you unmuted. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
There
Thank
you are.
you.
Rudy, we look forward to hearing from you. Go ahead and share your story.
Well, thank you very much for asking me to speak tonight. I'm honored to be able to share my story. I myself, similar to Michele, this was something I started 15 years ago when I was at home on maternity leave with my first child. And for me, like a lot of people, for many years it wasn't a main business for me. It was more of a hobby. It's what I like to do on the side. But the Regal name alone has so much power. It's like, soon as people even hear, oh, you sell Regal, can you please drop me a catalog? I barely even have to try at it. So it's been really exciting to actually have people looking me up and hunting me down so they can get a Regal catalog. I also, I embrace social media, so I've always had my own business Regal Facebook page. So I had to make that sad post back in August, letting all my customers know that yet again Regal had closed. But even most of my customers were, oh yeah, they'll be back though, because they were last time. So I left that Facebook page up and open, And sure enough, when I got that email in December saying that new owners had purchased it and were going to reopen it, that was the first thing I did, was tell everybody in my Facebook page it's back, and as soon as I have more details, you'll have more details. So most of my regular customers are already just sitting and waiting for those pre-ordered catalogs to arrive. Why did I decide to re-register with Regal? Because I do believe in supporting a Canadian company. I love that you're sticking to a lot of Canadian suppliers for the products in the catalog. And as I said, it's a household name. Customers know it. They love it. I've got grandmothers, mothers, and daughters that all buy it. And I really enjoy that the name already has that kind of clout behind it, even though it has closed twice. Just some successful tips I'd like to leave with people. You do have to remember that things in life change. There is a quote out there. I like the one you posted earlier tonight, Carol, there on the webinar. It was good. But another one I always remember too is one of the most damaging phrases in the English language is, well, we always done it that way. For anything to move forward and to grow and continue to be profitable, you have to change with the times. You really do, and that's not to say that you can't keep some habits and some ways you do things, but you're really only going to really make this a business if you treat it like a business and if you change with the times. So just some of the things you were talking earlier, like charge your customers a percentage for the shipping. Don't expect yourself to pay all that out of your own pocket. And a biggie for me, because I do run my own company other than just selling Regal, but make sure your customers are paying you up front. It's great if you maybe have one or two, you know, senior ladies that you trust, but the majority of your customers should be paying you up front at the time you order. Another thing is, like you were saying, only send in that order one day a week. It saves you on the shipping. So if you tweak things and work things around, and if you can use your web store and you can use a Facebook page or Twitter or Instagram, you don't need to spend so much money on the catalogs. Like, I've been doing this 15 years. I probably have 200 to 300 people that order off me regularly, and I think I only ever order maybe 20 catalogs. Because those 20 catalogs either get shared around, or most people just go to my web store and order online. Or, you know, they contact me because they've seen something online and they'll just contact me on the Facebook page and order from me that way. So I don't even always have to put all kinds of money out front to order catalogs and still get orders. And again, as Michele was saying, you know, I hit up every vendor fair, church bazaar, school fundraiser, and just do it that way as well. There's all sorts of wealths of information and ways to get new customers, even for someone who's in a small community, if you really embrace change. So that's really all I wanted to leave everybody with tonight, and I'm so glad Regal's back. Back to you, Carol.
Wow, thank you so much, Rudy. That was very well said, and you left us with some really good tips. Thank you so much. Okay, so folks, let's move forward here and see what else we have to cover with you tonight. This may sound a little more like tongue-in-cheek again, but minding your own business, what do I mean by that? Make sure that you are minding your business, that you're treating it as a business. So have that office space where you are in business mode when you're sitting down and placing the orders, that you're not in the kitchen and with all kinds of other things around you. Find a spot somewhere. It doesn't have to be an office room, but just a place that is your office space where you can make phone calls, where you have a little table or something that you can be writing on, okay? Set business hours, like I said earlier, so that your customers know when they can reach you and when they can place their orders. Monitor how you're spending your time and how you're spending your money so that you're being most efficient in both of those. Be your best customer. I think it was Michele or Wendy that mentioned that earlier, that, you know, being your best customer means every time there's a birthday or some other activity where you need to go out and buy something, think in terms of what can I buy from my Regal to really please that person. And it will not only enable you to get commission back for that purchase, but it also shows your customer that Regal does have some excellent items there for them to consider. And then be coachable. Learn from those that have gone ahead of you, those that are at the levels that you want to reach. Find out what they're doing. You see them on Facebook page, private message them and ask them questions about the business that you're not clear on. Okay, set goals, write them down. Okay, it's not enough to just have them in your mind. When you write them down, something phenomenal happens. I've been doing this for years. Every year, right after New Year Day, in fact, usually it's New Year weekend, my husband and I will go out for breakfast, and that is our setting goals breakfast. And we will look at what the year has been for us, even though we've looked at it throughout the year. We will have a summary on that time and see how we did with our goals for that previous year. And then we'll write down the goals that we want for every aspect of our life. We write them down in a journal. It's amazing how things happen throughout the year when you commit it to paper like that. And then track it throughout the year and see how you're doing. Caring for your customers. We've already said quite a bit about taking care of your customers. Show them that you genuinely do care about them, that you have an interest in them. Keep notes of things that they tell you. Have a index card or a file on each one of your customers so that you can be writing down those little things. You know, the son is in competitive soccer or whatever it is, so you can have those conversations with them. Send them notes, send them birthday cards and anniversary cards. Be in touch with them regularly. Give them that call and say, I'm completing my order and I was thinking of you. You asked me to pass you a catalog the other day. I just wondered if you had a chance to look through it, if you're ready to place an order with me for this week's order. Okay, so just make those phone calls. Don't be afraid to do that. You are in business. Number 3, people buy from those that they know, like, and trust. And so you build that relationship with them. They're buying from you because they like you, know you, trust you. So that doesn't just happen. You need to do things to make that happen. So as I said, greeting cards at those special times in their lives, customer appreciation events, open your house. You know, the new catalog is a perfect time for you to do that. Invite all your customers that are local, that can come to your home, have a nice tea time or even wine and cheese time, show the new catalog, and you can even take orders that evening. So just have that momentum of excitement with your customers. And then always seeking new customers. Ask your customers for who else do they know that would appreciate receiving a catalog, and distribute catalogs in the new places that you haven't been to yet. Go into new streets. Attend networking groups that are happening within driving distance of your place. Attend trade shows, mall displays, community events, all of those things that were already mentioned by those that spoke. Social media, we talked about that as well, so I'm going to rush through this, but there are some key things that I just wanted to communicate. How much is too much to say on social media? That is the question, okay? Well, there is a science to social media marketing. If you wanted to market your business on social media, that's for another webinar, because there is a science to it and it can be done very successfully for you to grow your customer base. So more on that in a future webinar training. Limit the time that you're involved in the groups and in your own posts and in checking your news feed, all of that. Limit how much time you're going to spend on there on a daily basis. If you're on there constantly, where are you doing the other activities that will bring you the results that you're looking for? So be disciplined in having a set amount of time and even a set time of day or night that you're going to spend on your social media. You know what? You're not going to miss out on a whole lot. You can easily read through what happened while you were not there, okay? And trust me, if there's anything huge, somebody's going to let you know about it before you get there. Okay, abide by the social media quote-unquote etiquette, okay? You've heard me say this before, and I will probably repeat it over and over because it is so key on all of us being successful, corporately and you as independent ambassadors. always bring your negatives up. If you have concerns, if you have constructive criticism to communicate to corporate, that's where it needs to go, is to corporate. We provide you with the emails. We even invite you to private message Fred and I when we're on the social media, on the Facebook pages. So anything that you want to communicate that is negative, it could discourage other people. It could prevent those that are sitting on the fence, not sure if they want to come or not. They look at some of the posts that are negative and they decide, no, I don't think I want this, okay? Or they even decide to stay with Regal, but they don't go on Facebook because they think, oh, it's just a lot of negative nannies or whatever, you know? And so just constructive guidance for you. Social media, Facebook is not the place to voice the negative. So please share them with us. We want to make that difference with you, okay? And so let us know what it is. Contact us privately so that we can take what you're saying seriously and implement that which we can. Positives, definitely share that with the world, okay? Anything you're excited about, anything that you're experiencing that's very positive, put it all over the Facebook page and share it with others. It will inspire them, okay? Be professional at all times in your dialogue, in your conduct, all of that. Post and reply with things that are inspirational, are showing your dedication to your business, and are informational, where you're sharing things that will benefit other people. Should you join groups? Absolutely. If you're following what I just said, absolutely. Joining groups is a great way to stay in contact with your fellow ambassadors and learn from them. So they are productive, they are supportive if they're handled properly. Okay, we do have 3 Facebook pages that we are going to be offering you. The one is already in place. It's facebook.com/Regal Home and Gifts. That's the corporate one. We are going to be at the end of this week making that public, or it is already public, but it's going to remain public, but it's going to be for the public. Anything that is specific for our ambassadors will be placed on the other Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Regal Ambassadors. That's where we're going to post things that are just for the ambassadors. That's where we can conduct discussions back and forth about various things that really only the inside, the ambassadors that are already involved, should be privy to. Okay, so by the end of the week, that's going to be in place. So you can even start to put your requests for that right now. That is already there, but it's a closed group, and so you need to be invited in. So we will just verify that, yes, you have already registered as an ambassador, and then we will approve that. So we will have someone approving all of the requests that have already come in, and those of you that would like to get in there tonight even, and let us know that you would like to be a part of that group, and then you should hear from us by the end of the week that you are in that group. The third group is going to be for the golds and above, for the leaders, and that will come in February. So more on that when we have our webinar next Monday. Okay, I'm going to have Kaye come and share now. Kaye, as many of you know from the Facebook page, is a woman that is just so full of life and energy. I don't know where she gets her energy from, but she is forever on those pages helping you with information. Excuse me, and this is good timing because I need to get a sip of water. So Kaye, over to you. Kaye, are you there? Hitting the, there you are. Okay.
Can you hear me? There, okay. I've been sipping my water, so I'm ahead of you.
Thank you.
So you ready?
Absolutely. It's all yours, Kaye. Yep.
Thanks, Carol. I'm excited to be a part of building the new Regal company. Regal is a Canadian tradition. We give people the opportunity to shop at home, whether it's the elderly, the shut-ins, disabled people, or just people who don't want to go out shopping. To be a successful ambassador for Regal, you need to be proactive. I'm sure that you guys have read this before. I've written it all over Facebook. Be proactive. Get to know the Regal products, the Regal ordering and shipping systems, the back order system. Take time to go through the Facebook discussions and either attend or watch the webinars. Become familiar with your back office once it's up. Keep notes of what information you find. Get to know your customers' needs and preferences. Keep your customers informed. Let your customers know Regal's return policy and stand by it. Don't make promises that you can't keep. Always be positive in the way you speak of Regal to your customers. We are ambassadors. We must support and promote Regal in spite of some shortcomings you might detect. Of course, the best way to get to know the products is buy them and use them yourself, or, as has been stated already, give them as gifts and ask for feedback. I signed up to be a rep back in about 1973, and I must admit that for many years I was my own best customer. I just sold Regal a little bit. I've never been a pushy salesperson, so I would just inform people that I am a rep and that I have catalogs. By 2005, when the original Regal company went down, I had about 30 customers. I lived in a town, still do, that seemed to be overflowing with Regal reps. In 2009, I joined the Regal Facebook site. I started reading all the old discussions that were part of the site. There was so much information, I started taking notes. I learned how other reps promote their businesses with events, parties, trade shows, hostess parties, and open houses. I learned what types of rewards and gifts they offer and how they charge shipping. I learned the value of having extra Regal catalogs on hand. My business was growing. People were spreading the word and sharing their catalogs. The Regal catalog can do the work. Get it into the hands of people. When people call, give good service and the word will spread. The postal walks, whether through Regal or through your own drop-off of catalogs, are great. There may be other reps in your area, so be considerate. We're not like some other direct selling companies who have areas or regions. When dropping off catalogs at a business or public building, I found it best to ask someone in charge if it's okay. You don't want to make them angry or have them toss your catalogs out. If you really want to succeed in the Regal business, there's room for you somewhere. Just keep trying. I might mention that I don't use Facebook as a method of promoting my business. Others do, and they found it very effective, but I've always kept a lower profile by giving up my catalogs and personally interacting with people. Build your business the way you feel comfortable, but always remember, be proactive. Get to know the Regal systems and the Regal products. Keep notes of the information you find in the back office, in the Facebook discussions, and in the webinars. Get to know your customers' needs and preferences. Keep your customers informed. Let your customers know Regal's return policy and stand by it. Don't make promises that you can't keep. Always be positive in the way you speak of Regal to your customers. We are ambassadors. We must support and promote Regal in spite of some shortcomings we might detect. A special thanks to Fred Pritchard for purchasing Regal so that we can bring it back to being a Canadian company, owned and operated by Canadians, a true Canadian tradition. Back to you, Carol.
Okay, thank you so much, Kaye. Very well said and great ideas there. So thank you so much for sharing that. We look forward to seeing and hearing more from you as you share details of the things that you've already mentioned. And it has been great having these folks to share with you, because I'm sure that you're all sitting there thinking, well, wow, if they can do it, I can do it too. And that's the beauty of it. When you hear others share their story and know that they started right at the beginning like you all did, and here they are reaping the results of hard work and diligence, patience, all of the things that it took for them to get to where they are. So remember these stories, and as you are moving forward with your journey with Regal, know that whatever level it is that you want to achieve, you can do it. So folks, we've got about another 5 minutes to cover, so if you'll just bear with me, I'm just going to go through the rest of the information that I feel is very important. You need to know that we do have a team that's coming together and growing, so that we are supporting you on the inside. So customer service, we've got new associates coming, we've got a new manager coming on board, and they are getting ready for you so that when those catalogs are ready, they can handle the influx of orders and phone calls and emails and all of that. And they have been really overworked today because of the deadline last night for those pre-order of catalogs. So it's been non-stop from the time that they got in this morning. We now have a French-speaking associate in customer service, so you can call and speak to someone French if that is your language. We will have extended hours to come. The current hours right now are Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We recognize that many of our ambassadors are working at day jobs, and we also have some amazing ambassadors out in Western Canada and everywhere in between here and there, and to the East Coast as well. And so we want to accommodate everyone. We're extending the hours so that we will have 2 evenings that we're open until 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll be open on Saturdays. So we are going to be introducing that in February in order to help you really launch your business in a big way. There's the number for customer service. It'll be shown at the end of the webinar as well. Advisory Council, I've been teasing you with this on the Facebook talks. We are looking to put together an advisory council. It's something I've done in every company that I've managed because I really find it valuable to have individuals like those that you've heard speaking here who are really out there doing the business. It's individuals like that that would be ideal for advisory council so that they can come and share their ideas, share what's working, what's not working, making recommendations. When we have something new that we'd like to roll out, we would run it by them first so that they can give us their feedback. Okay, so that's the opportunity for someone who's a council member, is to be involved in those kind of decisions, helping to shape the future of Regal. Okay, so what is the benefit to all of you? They are your voice. So you will know these individuals who are on the council. You'll be able to make it known to them what you would like them to bring to the table to discuss. Okay, how will they be elected or selected? How and who? We are going to have nominations. If you know of someone that you would like to nominate, okay, and not yourself, if you want to be nominated, you'll have to ask somebody else to nominate you. So nominations to ambassadors@regal.ca by March the 31st. We'll need your name, the one that's nominating them, their name and their ID number, if you can get that from them, because you're going to want to ask them if they want to have their name stand, and then the reason why you are nominating them. Okay, in the subject line, say Advisory Council Nomination. Okay, so I know what it is when it's arriving, and it can be put into a particular folder. Now, we're going to have that up until March the 31st, allowing nominations. At the celebration in April, we're going to have a list of the top 15 that were elected, that were nominated rather, and you are going to have an opportunity at the celebration to vote, okay? And then the top 6, we're looking to have 6 council members. The top 6 of those 15 will be your new advisory council, and they will serve for 1 year, and then we will have some of them stay on so that there's some continuity, and others who will then be giving their seat over to someone else. Okay? Regal Celebration, as we mentioned in a previous webinar, is April the 22nd. Mark your calendar. Make sure that you are planning to come. Put those dollars aside so that you have a nice nest egg of funds to be able to make the trip. Even for those of you that are over in the West Coast, we want you here. It's going to be a great time of celebration, okay? April 22nd. It's going to be a full day thing, and it's over in Mississauga. So it's for all Regal ambassadors, limited seating, so you'll want to pre-register by March the 31st. The cost and location will follow, so when we send out the email with the details is when you can start registering for that. Okay, you're going to meet the corporate team. You're going to meet other people that you only see on Facebook and perhaps chat with on these webinars. You're going to pick up any orders of catalogs or products that you may have pre-ordered in advance and take home with you. There's going to be lots of training, testimonies, prizes, fun activities. It's going to be a great time together. Lunch is going to be included, and you'll have the opportunity to tour the office at the end of the day. How exciting. Okay, call to action. This is our last slide, folks. So what do you do from here? Get registered as a Regal ambassador if you have not already. Purchase your catalogs, and as I already let the secret out, you might be able to get that pre-order pricing if you do that tonight, okay, before we open in the morning. And then stay informed. Be on those Facebook pages. Watch for those corporate emails, all the various ways in which we communicate with you. Attend all the webinars like this. open your business, apply the tips that you've heard here tonight, get ready for when those catalogs come, and then if we can be of any service, there's a number for customer service, and I will leave that on the screen for a little while. So folks, I've gone a little bit over time, but I think I've shared some invaluable information that you can apply to your business as you're just getting restarted, and it was very, very valuable to hear from the folks who shared with us, Michele, Wendy, Rudy, and Kaye. Thank you so much. I'm going to open up the lines as we're closing, and just think of one word, an exciting word that describes how you feel about moving forward with Regal at this time. On a count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Super duper.
Awesome!
Static. Comfortable. Oh, you
Awesome!
Awesome.
Very good.
got it going.
Thanks, Carol. It was great.
Really happy.
Excited. Hardly wait. Ecstatic. Very excited.
Excellent. Thank you, folks. Appreciate you, and we look forward to having many, many of these webinars where we share with one another, learn from one another, and grow the new Regal. Thank you so much. God bless and good night to all.
Okay. God bless, Carol. Good night.
Bye.
Night.
Thank you.
Good night. Good night.